Joe Rogan and Belal Muhammad speak on Masvidal in jail. Recently, Joe Rogan had Belal Muhammad on his podcast, and they get into lots of interesting topics. But one of the most interesting is when Joe and Belal started speaking on Jorge Masvidal and his history with the jail system. Recently, Jorge Masvidal was facing some serious charges, and by the looks of what Belal Muhammad and Joe Rogan have to say, it looks like Masvidal is dealing with this case still. Masvidal could be looking at facing a lot of time in prison if he doesn't figure this out quick, and the Warrior Report team is here to fill you in on all the latest news. We all know about Jorge Masvidal's past with the legal system, but Jorge Masvidal himself tries to keep that stuff pretty private, and you can tell he doesn't like talking about it whenever it gets brought up during interviews. But recently, Jorge Masvidal has been charged with some pretty serious charges, and it's not looking like he's going to have any luck beating this case. According to Joe Rogan and Belal Muhammad, Jorge Masvidal is in some deep troubles with his current case. There's obviously so much to get into with all that's going on in the UFC. Joe Rogan and Belal Muhammad touch on a lot of great topics that we'll get into during this video. But today we'll mainly be sticking to Joe Rogan and Belal Muhammad speaking on Jorge Masvidal in jail. Be sure to stick around and watch this video until the end as we get into things one detail at a time. Trust me when I say you won't want to miss a thing. Thanks for stopping by today and visiting us at Warrior Report. We post daily UFC updates and news that you really should know about if you're a fan. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more content like this, leave a like, and comment keyword UFC to enter a chance at winning our brand new iPhone giveaway. One lucky viewer is picked at the end of each month. Now, let's jump into this video and take a closer look at Joe Rogan and Belal Muhammad speak on Masvidal in jail. Jorge Masvidal has been dealing with a serious case, and it's not looking any good for him. By the looks of what Belal Muhammad and Joe Rogan have to say, it looks like Jorge Masvidal is going to have to pay a fine of $1 million or face a bunch of time behind bars. If you didn't know already, this is all happening because of the night Jorge Masvidal decided to pull up on Colby Covington in the streets. Obviously, Jorge Masvidal didn't think it would be this big of a deal, but according to Colby Covington, he says that the sucker punch really injured him, and that's the reason no Colby Covington matches have been scheduled in the UFC. Belal Muhammad and Joe Rogan get pretty deep into detail about Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington's case, and it's actually super interesting to hear what they have to say. This is easily one of the best Joe Rogan UFC fighter podcasts, and you will truly see a new side of Belal Muhammad. To everyone's surprise, Belal Muhammad actually knows a good amount of the Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington case. And even Joe Rogan seems to be surprised by the inside scoop that Belal has on this topic. It's cool to see how Joe Rogan and Belal kick it off. I never thought Belal Muhammad would be such a cool person. Jorge Masvidal's case actually got a lot worse than most people know, and Jorge Masvidal can be facing some serious troubles in his future. Obviously, Colby Covington is taking action and getting the law involved with this sticky situation, and that's not good news at all for Masvidal. Colby Covington has plans to sue Jorge Masvidal for $1 million, and if Masvidal isn't willing or able to pay that fee, he's going to be facing a lot of time behind bars. Jorge Masvidal has a history with getting locked up and serving time, but it was never anything that serious. By the looks of this case, it seems like Jorge seriously injured Colby Covington with that sucker punch in Miami. By the way, the fee is not a small amount. I don't know how much money Jorge Masvidal has, but $1 million is a lot of money to almost anyone. This was a huge mistake made by Jorge Masvidal, and he's just now starting to be hit with it. Joe Rogan and Belal Muhammad get pretty deep into the charges that Jorge Masvidal is looking at. And I must say, it's definitely not looking good for Masvidal. Colby Covington and Masvidal seem to have pretty serious beef, and the messed up thing about it is law enforcement is now getting involved. Colby Covington is taking Masvidal to court, and that is obviously no joke. The crazy thing is, Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington were roommates before their fame in their martial arts careers. And now it seems like they're rivals that have a super serious beef going on. I hate to see it, but this is how you know the UFC is not all for show. There's so much to get into about Masvidal's case, but we'll save that for another video. Thanks for stopping by today and visiting us at Warrior Report. We post daily UFC updates and news that you really should know about if you're a fan. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, leave a like, and comment keyword UFC to enter a chance at winning our brand new iPhone giveaway.
I love Paulie Paul. He's the only good thing that comes out of Philly. And Philly cheesesteaks. I've been